minutes to play. We're in the final quarter. The Caveman happy to be back home. First home game since December 16th. That was a victory over Viewmont. They're on the way to victory here. 13-point lead. 8 minutes to play. Benji Judd working on Roman into Bailey. Johnson on the drive. Cut off. Back out to Bailey on the left elbow. And with the shadowing slammer, jammer, Dallin Hurley. A 6'7" big man for the Caveman. Skies out of the gym to slam it home. 16-point lead for the Caveman. And Bailey pursuing, but the shots missed anyway. So Spence Johnson. Again, our thoughts and prayers to the Johnson family as they recover from an auto accident over the Christmas holiday. I'm been told that they're watching this game right now from wherever they may be, and we wish them a speedy recovery and hope they enjoy what they're seeing as Brendan Bailey goes up for 2. It's 51-33. Vikings just about need everything to go their way from here on out to have a chance, and that's a good way to begin. Daniel Dill for 2. Johnson will run point. This game, a big 16-point lead, but hardly over. Good defense to avoid the foul, tipped out of bounds. Quindali thought it went off Dallin Hurley's leg. Refs disagree. And Tyler Bott back into the game. Here we place Quindali. Bailey to inbound under his own basket. Brendan Bailey looking. Out to Johnson beyond 3-point land. Johnson opened things up with a 3-pointer. Hasn't attempted one since. Benji Judd with point. Here's Harris. Harris, the streaky shooter. At times, one of the best shooters we've seen all year. At times, kind of, well, how to say this politely, not the best shooter we've seen. Johnson for 3, speak of the devil, got it. Spencer Johnson picking up right where he left off the other night at Lehigh. He's got his Cavemen up by 19 points, 5.5 minutes to play. Roman into Bott, nothing but an empty floor. The hoop and the foul. Tyler Bott. Tyler Bott will have a chance for the and 1. That's foul number 3 on Dallin. It's not going to mean much. Well, it could mean much. But with 5 minutes left to play, we'll see exactly how much it means very quickly. And now pressure on the inbound from the Vikings. The full court press, but soft press as they back it up to set up the half court defense. Johnson working on Riley. Calling for a pick now. No, calling for Judd to take over the ball. Benji Judd over into Dallin. Dallin across court. Here's Harris driving baseline, uncontested. Easy 2. Braden Harris finding nothing but a whole lot of empty real estate between him and that basket. Viking defense gets there a second too late to foul. They do stop the shot, however. Free throws for Harris.
Harrison Martin shooting 2.
Harris is first to 2, nothing but net. Harris will have one more shot. Remember, Zions Bank is ready to help you achieve your goals as a small business owner. Zions Bank has been #1 in the state of Utah for over 20 years in U.S. Small Business Administration 7A loans. Zions Bank, member FDIC, credit approval required. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Missed shot by the Vikings, Judd on the defense, and a silly ticky-tack foul. Bit of a pointless foul there on Daniel Deal. That'll give 1-1 for Benji Judd. Judd yet to get points here in this game. Coming off a 8-point game against Lehigh. And Benji Judd won't get his chance for two as he misses the first of the 1-on-1. 18-point lead for the Cavemen. Here's Willman driving, running into the 6'7" wall. That is Dallin Hurley, and then missing off the front of the rim. So again, Cavemen's next game, and blowout that Benji Judd. I think he took that missing free throw personally. He's got the basket and a chance for the 3-point play. Again, the next game for the Cavemen is at Lone Peak. Lone Peak, third straight state championships, unprecedented success. You know, as Utah has become really a pretty top-notch school for high school basketball talent, sending players to Gonzaga, Arizona State, BYU, possibly Duke with Frank Jackson of Lone Peak. You have to think a lot of that has to do with Lone Peak. The state owes them a lot, but it's been a long time. And these American-Field Cavemen are ready to take them down. You can catch that action right here on S-Fan TV. That's January 16th, a week from today, 7 o'clock. Benji Judd takes the ball just in front of the half-court line. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to play. And that's Johnson. It seems if you take your eyes off the action for just 2 seconds, Johnson finds a way to make you wish you hadn't. Human highlight reel. Vikings now in desperate need of points. Here's Riley driving on Bailey. Fouled. He'll get 1-on-1. This foul will go against Harris, I believe. Indeed it is. Braden Harris has only got 1 foul left before he's out of the game. However, Coach Macon chooses to keep him in the game. Instead, subs in Braden Condy for Benji Judd. Judd just completing an impressive 3-point play. Two shot, 1-on-1 for Riley. And he'll get the chance to make it 2 for 2. So he makes the first of the 1-on-1. So Riley will finish well below his scoring average of 21. He's at 13 by our count. Again, for stats and scores from all across the state, visit sfan.tv. Catch replays of many of tonight's actions. The AF crowd going nuts as Spencer Johnson jukes Dallin Deal out of his sneakers. Now into Dallin, he'll have an easy 2. No, block and late foul on the play. Make it a jump ball. Jump ball called, and it'll be Viking ball with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to play. Riley winning point for Pleasant Grove. Over to Hayden Wall. Over to Daniel off the mark on the 3-pointer. Rebound hits the ground, controlled by Riley. Turnaround jumper, got it. So 61-32, your score, 2.5 minutes to play. Spencer Johnson running point, double team, loses the ball, and oh my, they're going to call a foul here against the Vikings. Nope, timeout. Timeout called by the Cavemen to save a would-be turnover. Spencer Johnson finding himself in a trap, loses the ball, but not before Coach Meekum heads up play to call timeout with 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. You're watching the S-Fan Network at sfan.tv, your #1 location for Utah high school athletics. From basketball, football, lacrosse, soccer, and just about anything and everything in between. No better place to be than S-Fan TV. Happy to be with you here on the campus of American Fork High School for an exciting game that American Fork, in all likelihood, will come out of a win. That'll push the record to 7-4. Pleasant Grove will likely fall to 11-2, losing their second game in the second out of 3 games after starting 10-0. The Vikings' next game is a home game against Lehigh. Because Lehigh recently dismantled by these very same cavemen. And Lehigh recently had a 2-point victory over Maple Mountain, the only other team that thus far has defeated these Vikings. Ooh, dangerous inbound pass, nearly stolen. Credit the refs with a no call on that at this late stage in the game. And Condi will control point and give up to Johnson. And thus begins the "Why So Quiet" chant from the American Fork student section, directed to the PG student section. PG student section still packed, however, seeing the team through. Gotta love that. Johnson across court to Bailey. Bailey into Dallin. Dallin will give up to Polton for an easy 2. Nice assist there by the big man, Dallin Hurley. Vikings not exactly showing a whole lot of urgency, down 21 with 1:46. It's a kickball. Kickball on the Cavemen. Possession will stay with Pleasant Grove. And checking into the game for the Cavemen, the seldom used Dallin Hooks and George Brimhall. Riley with the long 3, got it. Well, I told you Riley would be hit well under his season average. He's getting pretty close to that now. That 3-pointer makes it 35-63, minute and a half to play. Swarming defense by the Vikings, gets a steal. Riley leading the break, tipped out by Johnson. And are they going to call it a foul? Indeed, it's going to be a foul against American Fork Super Junior Spencer Johnson. That's foul number 2 on Spence. Foul that kind of materialized out of thin air. But Riley makes his first free throw. Some mass substitutions coming into the game for the Vikings. Braxton Leafham, Jordan Dolman in. Josh Lee also in. And Riley will come out. As Coach McAllister now willing to cut his losses, brings in the second team. Second team showing a lot of energy though in the full court press. Hooks in for the first time, has the ball in his hands, crosses the midcourt line. Goes up to Brimhall, getting his first minutes of the night. And to Buster Herdman. Herdman controls it, easy 2 for Judge Brimhall. And the American Fork student section loves that. Nothing like a good pump up to see one of your bench players coming in and getting some points. George Brimhall getting his name in the newspaper. Gotta love it. Cross-court pass. Deep 3-pointer. In and out. Rebound to the K-man. Viking defense traps. Brimhall ahead to Buster. Buster will have an easy 2. Buster Hardman. So with that pushes it to a 20-point lead. Less than a minute left to play. American Fork Cavemen will indeed improve.